This morning, police in Cheshire warning you could face criminal charges for riding e-bikes and scooters in a popular park.
Yeah, your reporter Katie going live at Bartlem Park this morning to explain the reason behind that new ban and some of the new technology coming to the area to stop it.
Good morning. There are now warning signs just like this one here in the park that warn people they cannot ride their e-bikes or scooters around here. And it's all because people were calling police saying that the bikers were driving erratically and even vandalizing a brand new stage. Cheshire Parks and Rec and the police department issued a warning to residents that motorized devices are no longer allowed at Bartlem Park after receiving a number of complaints. Residents say more e-bikes and scooters have been seen riding on the grass and scaring pedestrians. Others are worried for the safety of kids. Cheshire police also say a new band shell on the park green was recently vandalized, leaving tire tracks and scratches behind. The community supports this ban in hopes of protecting the park and themselves.
And I come through around the park and I've been buzzed by e-bikes and sometimes regular bikes and scooters and things like that. The e-bikes are a little frightening because they come so fast and you don't know what kind of control they have on them.
Police are working to put up security cameras so they can capture anyone who is illegally riding any bikes or scooters or if they're damaging anything. And we'll have more about that in the next hour. I'm your reporter live in Cheshire, Katie Cohen, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Katie, thanks so much.